Hi, boys and girls. You have joined me, Miss Lisa, for the Crafty Corner. Today we have a mummy whose eyes move back and forth like he's watching you. All right, come on down to the library and get this packet because this is a fun craft. All right, let me show you what you're going to have. You're going to have a black plate or a lime green plate because I've done both. You're going to have two sets of eyes so that you can choose whether you want green eyes or orange eyes. You're going to have some black paper and some white paper. Now, to get started, the trickiest part of this is to create these eye holes. You probably are going to need an adult to help you with this, and you might even want to have like a marker to be able to draw on the paper plate about where the eyeballs should be, because you're going to definitely want the eyes to be able to move around, and you want the whole eyeball to show. You don't want it bigger than that. So you're going to take your scissors and you're going to stab the paper plate. There you go. I'm going to stab the paper plate over here too. All right, then you're going to put the scissors in there and you're going to attempt to make a circle. All right, this is the hardest part, but since he's a mummy, we're going to cover up most of any kind of mistake you made, so it's going to be okay. And I'm just moving my scissors up and down just a little bit, just enough to be able to cut this paper plate. This is one of those better kinds of paper plates that are sort of plastic coated, so it's a little tougher. All right, so that's probably not large enough. Let me take my eyeball. See, it's not quite large enough, so I'm going to work on that here in a minute. I'm going to take this one and cut it. This is going to be like the hardest part, boys and girls, but you can do it. And I think I just made my eyeballs a little off center. One's higher than the other, but you know what? It's a mummy. Who cares? All right. Let's see. That one's pretty good, but see how small that one is? This eye's got to get bigger, and since I made that one go up high, I guess we'll just try to mimic that same shape over here. So do the best you can, boys and girls. Have a mom or dad help you. As you can see, you know, I'm an adult and I'm having trouble with it. So it's okay. Let's see if that's big enough. Yeah, I think that will work good. While we're at it, we might as well cut out these two eyeballs. So you want to separate them because I'll show you the trick in a minute. I'm not going to give away any of my secrets just yet. All right, so I'm going to cut out my two eyeballs and set them aside. All right, throw away my trash. All right, now, to make the mummy part of him, you're going to take your paper and we are going to tear it long ways because you want to be able to glue it down and wrap it around the plate. If you cut it short ways, it's not going to be able to do that. So you're going to take your paper and just, you know, sort of wiggle your hand back and forth a little bit so that you get different shapes and sizes. You can make them thick, you can make them skinnier, but the paper will tear, sort of mimicking your mummy wrap. All right. You're probably going to want to use the whole paper. So sort of just going back and forth with my hand here to create little waves in the paper. And it looks like I get one more. I might not use all of them, but at least we've got them all torn up. All right, so then you're going to start just decide where you're going to put them, and you're going to wrap them around to the back side. So you're going to want to use your white glue on this, boys and girls, because gluing to a paper plate that's a little shiny and slick could be a little tough. So I'm going to get my glue down here, and we're going to wiggle that glue on that piece of paper. And I'm going to even do the little tab parts. You're going to want all of it glued down. All right, so I'm going to glue it right there. I'm going to press it on that paper plate. And it can be a little messy. It's no problem. All right, let's use this piece and glue down over here. I should probably, my bottle's about half full, so it's not coming out as easy as it does when it's full. All right, let's lay that right down over here. This is sort of the fun part. If you've ever done paper mache, it's sort of like doing that, except you're gluing to a paper plate. All right, I'm gonna put glue on this one. crisscross here. And there's no right or wrong for this, whatever you want. However you want your mummy to look. I think we need one under his eyes, don't you? So, let's squeeze my glue. Remember, we're scribbling the glue. We don't make big lumps of it. I'll just sort of stick it going that way. Don't want to cover his eyes up. I think we need one going above his head, don't you guys? Let's use this little thin one. Put that up over here. Yeah. That glue sort of squeezes out, and you're going to need to get a little wiper nearby because you're going to get some sticky on you. But what fun is arts and crafts if you're not sticky, right? If you've never read the book, Too Much Glue, you ought to get it from the library because it's a very funny story about a little boy in art class who used so much glue that he stuck to the table and his dad took him home. They had to unstick him. It was pretty funny. But Mom and Dad were both artists, and so they sort of thought he was an art piece, so it sort of came out okay in the end. All right, let's see. Maybe we need one going up and down this way. Talking about books, I've got several books here. We got one called The Littlest Mummy. We got The Runaway Mummy. So you can see how they're all bandaged up. Let's put it over here. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. And I'll show you the secret of the moving eyes. All right, so what we're going to want to do is sort of turn him over. We're gonna make a little secret thing here on the back. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cut a strip of paper about 1 inch wide and probably about the length of the back of the paper. So, you know, about 5.5, 6 inches long. All right, now you're going to want to really place these eyeballs right where they're going to show. Okay, so I'm going to put a little glue actually on the paper here. And I'm just going to tip that over and hope those eyes are right in the right spot. So we can always test that. Yep, looking good. All right, so this is our eyeball strip. Now, to get it to move, we need to not glue it down because we want it to move back and forth. So we're going to put a brace on the back here. So we're going to use just some thinner strips of paper. Go ahead and cut 2 thin strips. It probably won't need to be this long, but you want to make sure that it can move. So we're going to glue a little here and a little, you know, on top and below so that the strip doesn't keep the eyeballs from moving. So I'm going to put a little glue down below and up above. I'm just going to glue that there and that there. Make sure that you didn't glue that in place. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. I wonder if this one's long enough. Nope. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Sometimes it's hard to get the paper off the table. All right, so we're just going to put a little glue up here, and a little glue down here. Glue that there, and then we're going to have our little magic eyeballs that are going to go back and forth. You might really need to press these down, make sure that they stick well. And then you can move your eyeballs. Whoops, what happened? See, he almost got glued in place. Can't have that happen. Double check everything, boys and girls. You don't want to glue him in place. You want to be able to almost use them as a mask. Maybe you can come around the corner and scare somebody. All right, so now he moves. This one's still a little, okay. May have put a little bit too much glue up there, but it still moves. All right, boys and girls, I love him. So now we've got our twins, Mr. Green Eyes and Mr. Orange Eyes, and they move back and forth. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? Thank you so much for watching me. My name is Miss Lisa for the Fayette County Public Library. You have been watching the Crafty Corner. I will see you again next week for another cool craft. Bye now.